Oh, there we go. We're live now. Killer. Kevin's already in the chat.
Is he?
Yeah, there he is.
How you doing?
Is that smoke on the water?
Should we wait till there's more people in here to start talking, or should
Yeah,
we?
we could give it like a minute or two. There's
Okay.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Kevin? Last time I saw you was in New York, and I made a promise to you to cover some old river shit on Twitch, which has failed to come to fruition, but we'll do it one day. Sup, Mike? Sup, Evan? Sup, Tom? Tom Foolery? I don't even have my shit plugged in, but might as well, since we're guitar players.
That thing, that cool neck pickup, two-tone neck pickup, and the pretty cool looking bridge pickup in there.
Oh yeah. I don't know. You want to go for it or wait a little longer?
How's it going, buddy?
All right, man. Pretty good. Just burning my eyes out of my socket. You know, socket's getting shit ready for the tour on my laptop, getting those click tracks all synced up and shit, you know. So I had to use a lot of eye drops before I started this because I, you know, had the I've been awake for 3 days look when I got on here. So, but
but you mean doing stuff that just isn't that fucking cool, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, not.
I was gonna ask you. I was thinking about this earlier. This is gonna be the best goddamn interview you've ever done. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be one of those back alley, like behind the fucking rickshaw. You know what I mean? Where there's some dope addict who shit his pants and he's just like, and there's some guy who's just like, so how's the tour going? This is gonna be the best one you've ever had.
All right, well, I'm ready.
I was thinking about this earlier. First time I met you was in 2014 when you were supporting Devil Driver along with, I believe, Revo, Whitechapel. And I was thinking about, like, roughly around that time, within a year of that tour is when the Conscious Seed of Light came out, right? Am I accurate on that?
Yeah, I think so. Within the year, yeah.
I was thinking about this at that point. You know, first Metal Blade release, young man, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Did you have a feeling, the Brody Uttley of 2014, you were probably 22 years old. Was there a twinkle in your eye at that point that you would be a headlining band that was putting asses in seats and selling a lot of fucking records and kind of part of what's now referred to as like a regional sound when people talk about Reading? Like, they talk about you and Black Crown Initiate and you know, like, there's a whole production team now associated with Reading with like Carson and stuff like that. It's like a thing. It's like a dot on the map for a lot of people now. Did you ever foresee that happening?
No, definitely. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess I figured. Well, I guess like pretty much anything in my life, I just figured we'd keep doing something, you know, and something would happen. I didn't think that it would be, you know, that, like you said, with Carson and Grant, and, you know, the sound that's like associated with, you know, my band and Black Crown, and, you know, I don't know, you know, I think it was at that point in 2014, it was still very much us just like, I guess, like being shocked that we were allowed to be out there and like allowed to, you know, be on the Metal Blade roster. It was still a very fresh thing at that point, so I don't know like how far into the future we were looking. You know, I actually remember on that tour, and it must have been because you came to the House of Blues show, from what I remember, on that tour.
Yeah, the good old House of Blues, the best fucking place to play in Hollywood. It's no longer there. But.
Yeah, I remember Faley talking to Biggs, and like Whitechapel was playing, and he was like, he's like, 6 years, that'll be you. And like, we just, you know, laughed it off, you know, or whatever. Like, not saying that like we would have like the exact same kind of thing that Whitechapel had going on, but like, just really like, I guess like he was insinuating like that we would just like be able to go out and like do a successful headliner, you know. You know, it's nice to hear that kind of stuff, but no, I don't think we thought that far ahead, really. I don't think it was until we did Owls that like things started really clicking in, and like we were like, okay, like now we know what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? I think those first two records for us were still very much us kind of figuring it out. You know, the first one was kind of a culmination of all of the shit that we had written as a band up until that point, just chucked onto one record. So it was kind of scattered brained, I guess, in certain respects. And then, you know, we lost our original guitar player after that record, John, who went on to form Outer Heaven. And I was basically left with the task of writing the second record all on my own. That's when I like learned how to do production, learned how to record myself. It's the first record that I ever tracked all the guitars for and shit, you know. So like those first two records were really learning experiences. But then once we hit Owls, that's when like it all clicked, and we knew that, you know, so it was working, and that we could push this up the ladder, you know, if we gave it a real shot. So yeah, no, to answer your question in short, no, not really any idea.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask because there's a lot of motherfuckers that I know that are very self-assured that would have said, like, if I ask, like, Mark Heilman, if I asked him, like, I have asked him, man, I've been like, did you know that this was gonna, you know, go great? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, it's a great answer. I mean, because usually there's a faction of people out there who are have fake humility for the sake of fashion, you know what I mean? And I was grateful that he gave me that answer, because I kind of wanted him to say that, you know. And then I guess I remember hearing Owls when you sent it to me before it came out, and I remember thinking, like, wow, this is considerably different than the last two records, but in all the right ways. And I bet that this is going to go fucking awesome. And it did. And then I guess my next question that's similar to the first question, when I spoke to Ben about this, just like maybe a year or two ago, whenever the last NAMM was, is when I saw him. And I kind of asked him roughly the same question that I asked you, but about Owls. And he was like, nah, like, I knew it was great, but we weren't prepared for it to like cement the band as a headlining act. You know what I mean? And I guess I've never been able to ask you that question. Did you feel like a special energy around Owls before it came out? Did you feel like, this might make us really fucking busy?
No, you know, Owls came out when we were on tour with Dying Fetus, and like right in the middle of that tour, and it was like a big tour, lots of like sick bands on that tour, like great turnouts and stuff, you know, selling tons of merch, all that shit. And like we kind of just figured that like because it was going really well on that tour, you know, but we kind of just figured that it was like because we were on a bigger tour, you know, for us at that time, like it was just like a stacked tour. The turnouts were great. We thought that like it was kind of like that the record had come out, that people liked it, but it was kind of this like illusion of like success, really. Like we didn't, you know, we thought it went well. It was a good release, but it wasn't until that tour would have been in March, I think, March and April. And it wasn't until we did a Canadian headlining tour in the summer, where it was just us and Alter Beast, and Inferi, just the three of our bands, and we just played across Canada. And dude, like those shows, like were all packed, sold out, and if they weren't sold out, like they were damn near close to being. And like that's when it was like, like weird. Like it was like these people were actually here to like see us, which like, you know, we had done headliners before, you know, that were okay, but like these people were coming out, they knew our lyrics, they were bringing, you know, inflatable saxophones and shit, like, you know, like just stuff that like never happened before, I guess. And on that tour is when we were like, okay, like, you know, something's happening here. And then we did those back-to-back tours with Revocation, one in the States and one in Europe. And that was like, those two tours together were like the tours where we were like, okay, this is building. And then after we did those two tours, we came back to the States and did the headliner for Owls, and like, you know, a third of those shows sold out. And it was like full circle. It was like, damn, okay, like now we can go out here and do this, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, when it first hit, we weren't sure, you know, it was just like, we were on a big tour, you know, there were people that were way into us on that tour, you know, merch was going great and stuff, but we just figured it was because it was a big tour that we were on, that like there was so many people at these shows and like so many people buying our merch and stuff. And yeah, it wasn't until we did that headliner that it was like, wow, okay, like we can actually like go out here and like pull heads, like act, like pack out rooms and stuff. So yeah, it was you know, because like I don't know, like it was weird. Like Silent Life, which was the first single from Owls, it got a lot of heat on like a lot of attention online. But I don't know, like I wouldn't say that it was like anything that was like an explosion, just like wow, like look at, like we got 1 million views in like a, you know, in a day or whatever. Like it wasn't anything like that, you know. It went well, but so I think once we actually went out and did a headliner, like, and saw that we were packing rooms out, that's when it all clicked, and we were like, well, guess we got some work to do, you know. So
yeah, I feel like it's a like if you have the type of record that Owls was on record 3, there's this tenure there that makes all the fans that were with you from the beginning stoked to like further champion you, and then it has enough of a satellite built into it to make like new fans, to make you cool enough to them for them to pretend that they were into your first record. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Greg from Car Bomb about that when Meta came out, like, and all of their shit kind of notched up pretty far, and they had more eyes on them. They got to have that influx of people who got to pretend, you know, that they were there from the get-go. And however people get into your band in this day and age, whether they do it that way or they're like loyal as dogs from the beginning, I think is a great thing, because none of us really have, like, none of the festivals that like a lot of our friends got to do, Ozfest, fucking Sounds of the Underground, Mayhem, a lot of those things that were pretty big instrumental and breaking bands, you know what I mean, turning bands into headliners, you know what I mean, because at any given day, like on Mayhem, there might be 12,000 people there that are gonna see a band, and that's a lot of fucking people to hit in a bunch of different cities and make people aware of it. And I think probably being able to turn into a headlining band nowadays without that shit is kind of like another thing you can kind of go like, yeah, like it worked out, you know what I mean? Because I hope at some point. I mean, for years there's been like these rumblings of the idea that Mayhem might come back, and fuck, I really hope it does, because it'd be rad to do.
Yeah, dude, I mean, my first metal concert was Ozfest 2005. So I mean, I very much fell in love with that, with that format, I guess. The whole thing was just like a mind-blowing experience for me, like as a young budding, musician, guitar player. Just like seeing that what the whole like kind of culture around like this genre is and stuff. It was like it was like a diving head first into it, like Ozfest. It's like, but yeah, like, yeah, I think now that stuff is gone, it is like an extra hurdle for like smaller bands, especially like in like the more kind of, I don't know, like underground genres of death metal, I guess. Like there's still festivals for like some of the more like mainstream metal stuff, but as far as like, yeah, like festivals that would have put, Mastodon on them when they released their first record. I mean, there's like really nothing like that around anymore. So yeah, it'd be awesome if Mayhem came back. But yeah, I mean, seeing that shit in 2005 and like that whole, new wave of American heavy metal, that was like, I mean, I was like 14, 15 when all that was happening. That was like, all that shit was so important to me, I mean, that year alone, I think it was, well, Rob Zombie headlined to the second stage. Killswitch, who else played? Shadows Fall was playing the main stage. Trivium was like the first band I saw when I got there. They were like playing at like 12:30 in the afternoon, like in the parking lot of the Tweeter Center. So yeah, man, like that's, I don't know, that shit's all cool, and like it's a bummer that there's nothing like that around anymore, but hopefully something comes back.
Would you, this is another question I was going to ask you that I was thinking of earlier. Like, now that I guess both of us for like the last 10 years have been through the deepest parts of the bog and have dealt with many goblins and wraiths and stuff like that, and have it's given us like a seasoned view of how everything sort of operates, and the, I guess, some of the, for lack of better term, heartbreak that you experience in going out there and bringing your baby into the world, and going out there and trying to do a great job with it and keep all your dudes happy, and the goblins and wraiths come for you. If you could give 22-year-old Brody advice, the one that I met, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed one in 2014, if there was any sort of retrospective that you could give to 22-year-old Brody based on all the experiences that you've had now and being a dude who's like headlining, what would you say? Is there anything that sticks out? Even if it's just one thing, what would you tell 2014 Brody?
Whew. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, probably, dude, take those drink tickets and just give them to someone else. Cause, dude, like that's like the thing. Like now that I'm 30, like, I just see like how much more difficult like partying and shit like makes touring, especially when you're in a van and shit. I mean, like, just, waking up just with an agonizing, throbbing fucking headache, just like, to waking up in the middle of the desert at some gas station. What's the gas station with the green dinosaur thing out front of it? I don't know. Anyway.
One between California and Nevada, that one. The Pee-wee's Big Adventure one.
Maybe, I don't know. But just like waking up at some gas station in the desert, like sun beaming down on your head, like you're just, dude, like I don't know. I feel like how little sleep I got and like how poorly I treated my body, just like not drinking water, just over caffeinating all the time, just eating dog shit, drinking booze, like all that stuff just compounded. And like I don't know, like I feel like I could have used my time on tour so much better, in those years where like I was like being less mindful of like taking care of myself. I feel like I could have gotten a lot more done out there. Obviously like playing a show is one thing, but like you have like 23 extra hours in the day to do whatever you want with. And like I just feel like I guess I could have used that time more wisely if I had taken better care of myself. When you're 22 or whatever and people say like, oh, just wait until you're, whatever, 30, or, you laugh at them, but it's all true, so anyway, yeah, like I think that if I could go back, I would just tell myself, maybe not just like drink tickets specifically, but just like taking care of yourself on tour, because like, if you feel like shit, you're dirty, you're tired, you're hungover, like you don't want to do anything. You don't want to practice. You don't want to, I don't know. Like I could have just practiced a lot more at the very like bare minimum, if I had felt better, I guess, but like now, now I try to stay real hydrated, all that boring shit, that like everyone tells you. It's all true.
Yeah.
It's all true, like it really is. So I think that, I think just taking better care of myself and like that, that expands out into like how you act towards your dudes in your band. If you're all like just like burning the candle at both ends, like you're gonna like get on each other's nerves a lot easier. You're gonna, it just spider webs out, from there. So like, I think just taking better care of myself, physically and mentally, I guess they're connected. But yeah, just chill out, dude. Just like go to bed early. You don't have to hang out with everybody. Like just go to sleep. Jeez. Fuck.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like when I think back to partying a lot, I mean, whether or not it was while touring, I guess I felt like shit all the time, and I kind of got used to that. So like maybe you don't understand how shitty you feel until you take a break from it. But
yeah,
since I've been taking it easy, I noticed that there's other things that make me feel like shit. Like, don't go to Chipotle and get the pinto beans, or like, don't fucking like, don't eat a bunch of like wheat, dude. I mean, like, because if I've got to be in a van and if I have like, some fucking heinous thing, like some shitty Hot Pocket or something like that, I'll be farting and I'll have, you know what I mean? I'll have a bunch of close calls. And I think in general, that's probably been the thing I'm maybe looking most forward to about this tour. This is my first tour since 2017. And in the last 4 years, I've played, I think, a total of like 4 or 5 shows. A few of them were with Devin, a few were with the IR. But the main thing about it is like, sure, there's times where I played real great. I thought I played great and everything. I was proud of how I played, but I'm looking forward to just being like a boring ass fucking like guy who's counting merch and just making sure that the ship runs tight, because I've talked to you about this before. Like, I got to the starting line pretty late with getting my own band together, you know, and that's not to take anything away from the other bands I like played with, because I learned a ton from it. But there's like a higher sense of responsibility for that I feel to make sure that it's bitching, you know, and it's probably something that you felt forever with Rivers, but it's like the first time where I'm just like, oh fuck, like this is all on me, kind of. I mean, not to say that the band doesn't equally belong to the other guys, but it's one of those things where it's the first time that I'm the only fucking guitar player. You know what I mean? There's a lot of firsts on this where I feel like an extra pressure to make sure that it's tight, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been I've been lucky that, you know, I've always had another guitar player to, you know, kind of lean on. But dude, yeah, like the few times that I've had to play on my own, I mean, that's just like a whole nother blanket of pressure, you know, over your head. So like, yeah, I mean, dude, like taking care of yourself and like being a boring ass, you know, guy out there. Like, I think that's part of like keeping your head in the right place, like especially as the only guitar player. I mean, like we did on the European headliner for Owls. I mean, John, he had to go to the hospital in London. That show was sold out. There was like, I think it was the biggest headlining show we had ever done at that point. There was like 600 paid or something like that. It was sold out at the Dome in London, and he couldn't play the show, and then he couldn't finish the tour with us, and there was like 3 or 4 sold out shows that he couldn't play with us, and like we weren't prepared for it at all. Like, I didn't have any extra tracks or anything to like cover John, like, so it was just literally just me playing Where Else Know My Name from front to back by myself. Dude, just horrific, terrifying, but you know, we got through it. But you know, yeah, I think for those days though, I kept it real chill and went to bed early. So I am also looking forward to doing that on this tour, just because. Yeah, I don't know. We did the Dahlia tour in September, and like everyone in the band was like kept it pretty, you know, PG-13, I guess, and it seemed like we were functioning, you know, on stage. You know, all the clips I saw, like we sounded awesome, like better than we had ever sounded. You know, obviously with the in-ears and stuff, first time with the in-ears and whatever. But yeah, man, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to like, and you know, having like, you know, you there, and like, you know, some of the other guys that are going to be out on the tour, some of my other friends, you know, that are like, I don't know, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good group of folks, you know, a good support system, and like, just, you know, it'll keep everyone's head in the game. I think I'm excited for that.
What is, like, in your opinion, your 2 to 3 like songs across, I guess you could pick 4. If you were going to tell like an alien, like give him like an idea of your band, what 4 songs would you pick? And you got 1 from each album to give him an idea from, like, I guess you could include the EP if you wanted to, but I was talking about the 4 Metal Blade releases.
Yeah, probably first record, Soil and Seed, which is a song that we still play. It's like slower. It's like Morbid Angel Worship, really. Our old guitar player John wrote it. Probably Soil and Seed from the first record. Second record, probably Sand Baptism. Owls, probably the title track. I don't know, title track or Silent Life. It's tough. I mean, Silent Life's, I don't know. Probably just go with the title track for Owls, and then for the new one, probably The Void from Which No Sound Escapes. I feel like all those 4 songs kind of encompass the general goings on each of those records. So yeah, final answer.
Interesting. I thought you were going to choose Clean because it has your Sad But True riff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's tough. You see, the void from which no sound escapes is kind of like, that's kind of like the Owls song on the new record in a lot of ways. Like that song, Void, has more in common with the songs on Owls than it does with any of the other songs on the work. So maybe I'll change my answer. Maybe I will go with Clean because, and it was the first single that we released because it is like a vastly different sound for us, but it like still has like all those elements that people are kind of like used to hearing from us. So yeah, maybe that one. Yeah, I remember when I sent you that riff for the first time, the Savagery riff. That always stuck with me. That felt like a powerful
You only
moment.
get a couple of those. You know what I mean? In your life, you're only gonna get like a couple riffs that are like that big and that simple, and that are gonna be that like room filling. I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
What would it like? How much money would it like? Well, how much Bitcoin would it take you to break veg?
To break veg. Oh man. Well, I mean it's happened. Like, I mean, one time on a nightliner in Europe, I had a few, and they gave me a sandwich with a V on it, and I just ate like half of it, and it had like that like weird, like multicolored lunch meat that you get a lot on the platters over there in it. So I mean, I have broken veg before, but I don't know.
Make you poop?
It's hard to tell because like whenever I'm over in Europe, like I'm just kind of that's just kind of happening the whole time because like all the grains and everything are different over there, so I get all fucked up, which is usually why I bring like a gallon of Metamucil with me. I don't know. I mean, like veg, like break it for a day, or like what are we talking here? Like, or just like eat a hamburger? Like how much Bitcoin would I need to eat like a hamburger, or how much would I need to just go full
to eat meat like once a day for the rest of your life?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. I mean, a couple Bitcoins for sure. I mean, yeah, like whole coins too. I don't want I don't want any half ones. I would say like for the rest of my life to eat like meat, like we say once a day or once a week.
Once a day.
Once a day.
The rest of your life.
That's a lot.
And it's gotta be a good amount of meat too. Like
I don't know, dude. Dude, for me it's just like not even like I mean, I guess it's like an ethical thing on a certain level, but like it's really just like I don't like the way any of that shit tastes. I just like my parents raised me vegetarian, and then like I ate chicken through like high school, and like at the very tail end of like eating meat, like I kind of got into cheesesteaks, and then I just like switched back to being a vegetarian. Like I just never really developed a taste. I always hated everything from the ocean. I just thought it tasted like just rotten eggs or just crap, and I don't know, I just like never developed a taste for it, so I don't know. It's a tough one, man. I just like, because there's some people who just like, they're vegetarian and they're like, oh, like I just think about like the McChicken, like it's the one thing that I gotta have. Like I don't like really have that, like I don't have that like thing that like I still crave, because like I just like never really got into any of it. It's like more of like a taste thing for me. I just like, I don't know. Like and even when I did eat meat, I would just drown it in sauces. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, the vegetarians and the vegans, you motherfuckers love sauces. I was thinking about this the other day too. Like I feel like vegans celebrate meat almost more than like meat people like myself do, because there's so many faux meats out there, and it's like such a hot commodity. For instance, that place that's like down the street from TLA, forget what it's called. It's like a vegan cheese stick.
Oh, Blackbird. Yeah.
There we go. That's it. I went there one time with a dude who was vegan, and had like the seitan like cheesesteak or whatever, and dude, I felt like I got hit by a fucking car afterwards just from how much
It's all wheat.
Like, wheat it was.
Yeah.
And that's like a way that I couldn't live. You
Yeah.
know? Like I don't know that you know, I don't know that being like Jordan Peterson is the answer either, you know? Just eating meat. Well, I mean, honestly, Joe, you know?
Yeah.
Me and Brody have this thing where we like I'll pretend like I get him with my Jordan Peterson all the time. I don't think that eating meat every fucking day, all day long, is the answer either. But
yeah, I mean, I think, dude, I think that like a lot of like, I think it's cool how much like, you know, vegan meats they have now and shit. But I think in other ways, like, it's gotten easier and easier for vegetarians to be colossal pieces of shit. Like, just eat all frozen prepackaged stuff. Like, I don't know, like me and Caroline, like we make like, you know, we'll go and we'll get like all like, you know, Whole Foods ingredients and shit, and like actually like make like real food, you know, not just like the frozen shit. I feel like that's where like a lot of the vegetarian and vegan shit gets you in trouble, is like with all the prepackaged shit. It's convenient as fuck, you know, but like most of that stuff really is all like wheat and pea protein and whatever. But I don't know. I think there's
some people it changes their fucking life. Tim is vegan. He said it changed his life. I just, you know, I like some of the stuff. I'm so meat adapted, you know, that for the rest of my 40 years on this earth, I think I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, dude.
If you like, you know, our joke about JBP talking to Joe Rogan about rivers of Nile, he's like, I mean, honestly, Joe, you know, they're such a great band. And he's like, yeah, Rivers of Nile's a great band. It's like, oh, Jesus. Like, if for whatever reason, politics aside to do whatever, if for whatever reason that Jordan Peterson showed up to a Rivers of Nile show on this gig, what would you say to him?
I mean, I'd ask him to give me a review, I guess, you know. I'd want him to describe what the experience was like.
I'm gonna be all right. You be you, and I'm gonna be Jordan Peterson for a minute. Okay.
Okay. Oh hey Jordan, I thought that was you. What did you think of the show?
Oh Jesus, Brody. I mean, honestly, when your sax player just launched into that solo, it just tickled me pink.
Yeah. Yep. Well, oh wait, sorry, I forgot on me. Well, man, yeah, Zach is he certainly can play the saxophone. You know, thanks for coming out, and you know, be sure to stop at the merch table and pick up
Michaela
the winter.
had some pork rinds out in the car. Would you? We actually gathered up some pork skins on the way in, and we kind of fried it up until it's crispy. It's actually quite delicious.
Well,
would you like some, Brody?
Yeah,
you
man.
You motherfuckers have any Coke?
You got you got it. You got any Bitcoin? Because I'll take some of that. Yeah, you know, I think if Jordan Peterson came to one of our shows, that I would probably fall over, because that would be highly unlikely, since I know he's such a huge fan of the Outlaws, and we sound nothing like them. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. Hey man, thanks for coming. You know, keep tabs on us on MySpace, and you know, next time we're through, you know, I'll chuck you on the guest list.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly, when I watched that sax solo, I was watching you guys dance between the order of, you know, chaos and order. It was like right on the edge, and I can't do the thing where he bursts into tears.
The cusp. You says right on the cusp. That would have been
right on the cusp of chaos and order, and it just tickled me pink.
Yeah, this.
I wonder how many people are watching this, like, actually think this is funny, or if they have never heard of Doris.
Yeah, they're just, what the hell are these idiots talking about? I haven't seen it. Okay, some people are, you motherfuckers have any coke? Yeah, okay.
I mean, honestly, you guys have such a cooking sound. You guys gotta do coke. You motherfuckers have any yay?
Cook it. What did he used to be? Did he have a drug problem? I don't actually know.
I don't know if he ever had a drug problem, but he's from the Manitoba, and like, you know, it's pretty, like, I bet you there's a lot of dudes raging out there.
Oh, for sure.
One other thing I was gonna ask you, Billy Strings, the Billy Strings, bluegrass extraordinaire. He's a Rivers of Nile fan.
Oh yeah.
Like, that motherfucker plays the Grand Ole Opry and shit, and I mean, he can sit there and just like rip and then sing at the same time. If Billy Strings came out to a Rivers show on this tour, which if you're watching for any reason, Billy Strings, you definitely should. But if you did, how would that go down for you? Like, what would you say to Billy Strings?
I mean, I probably would ask him if he wanted to smoke weed first, and I don't know, maybe talk about cryptopsy or something, because I'm pretty sure that's when he first found out about Rivers, because we toured with Cryptopsy back in 2017, and I've seen interviews with him with that tour shirt on. So I might pick his brain about None So Vile, because I've seen him like doing like interviews with like, you know, GQ and shit wearing a, you know, the None So Vile shirt. So I might pick his brain about that. Smoke some weed. Probably like, you know, get an acoustic guitar out and try to keep up and be like, hey man, you gonna rip over this, and then just put it down and let him play, I guess. I don't know.
That would be great. In terms of last final question, unless you have any questions for me, if there were the opportunity to do, like, if for whatever reason there was a Billy Strings tour that Rivers got an offer for, how would you prepare for that, and how quickly would you be able to say yes?
I mean, probably have to get some new wardrobe shit going on. First and foremost, if we're gonna tour with him, probably get some cool lights too. His light show's fucking crazy, man. Like, all those pictures I see of his stage setup, it just looks like Blade Runner or something like that. I don't know. I mean, probably do like a stripped down. There's especially on the new record, there's some like, I mean, even without even changing it, there's like basically like a Space Cowboys song kind of thing on the new record. So I don't know, maybe strip it down, you know, get Jared some I don't know, maybe a steel drum and some bongos. You know, could get Jake some like finger cymbals. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I would say yes immediately, and then figure out what to do after that. But yeah, probably just bring some acoustics and play some of the softer shit from the new record. This is a terrible answer. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I would probably have to get some new shirts and some cool boots, and maybe like a nice belt and a cool belt buckle, and definitely like a Les Paul custom. Yeah. Final answer.
Okay.
So yeah. I guess like now that we're kind of coming to the end of the video here, the movie here. I guess for everyone who's watching, the reason we're doing this, I saw a couple people asking. My band, Rivers of Nile, we're going out on tour starting on May 6th. We're bringing out a bunch of real sick bands with us. We're bringing out Fallujah, Alluvial, that's Wes's band. And Warforged, our friends from Chicago. I did a stream last week with Jason from Warforged, and then next Thursday I'll be doing a stream with Scott from Fallujah. We're going on a U.S. tour starting May 6th. Goes until June 5th. We're going to be hitting all the major markets in the States. Tickets are still available. You can get them on riversofnile.com. So yeah, head on over there, pick them up. Be sure to, check out all the bands, on Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. Wes's band, Alluvial, they released a record called Sarcoma with Nuclear Blast last year. They're gonna be playing some stuff from that. You got anything that you wanted to say as far as what you guys have planned? You bring in any sick merch, anything like that? Anything that you wanted to cover?
Yeah, we got some sick fucking merch. We got signed during COVID, and we put out our record during COVID, and the anticipation for I guess us internally to get ready to go out and play has been fucking agonizing kind of for a while now, but we're real stoked to go out and do it with you. Everybody come out to the show. It's going to be the best show you've seen. Going to be a lot of good picking, a lot of dudes playing their new records live for the first time, and it should be a real hoot in every city. I'm looking forward to obviously all the Fallujah guys. It's going to be great to hang out with them. I've never met any of the Warforged guys, but they're sick, and I've never met any of them, but Andy Thomas says that they're great, and if anyone, Andy Thomas has made me laugh harder than any person on earth, I think.
Same.
And so if he thinks that those dudes are funny, they're probably real fucking funny. So yeah, thanks to Metal Blade for doing this cool stream. Thanks to everyone involved. Thanks for everyone who's in the chat and checking out this stream. And yeah, come see us starting May 6th in Brooklyn, New York at the Market Hotel. Let's read these off real quick, for fuck's sake.
Hell yeah.
Where is this thing? I think I got him right here. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm going to have to dig. 1 second.
I think I have them.
I got it right here. All right, to everyone. We're kicking this puppy off in Brooklyn, New York, as I said, on May 6th. The following day, we're going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire at the Jewel. I'm not familiar with that place.
A lot of new venues on this one that I've never played at before.
May 8th, Philly, Underground Arts. Is that different than TLA, or is that a new name for TLA?
Dude, I honestly don't know. I'm gonna show up and find out. Yeah, a lot of venues have changed names, so I'm not sure.
May 10th, Baltimore, Maryland, Metro Gallery.
Yeah.
May 11th, Greensboro, North Carolina, Blind Tiger. May 12th, Atlanta, Georgia, my home, at the Masquerade. Hell. Should be a hot one. Nashville, May 13th, The End. Orlando, May 14th, The Haven. Tampa, May 15th, The Orpheum. New Orleans, May 17th, Southport Hall. Houston, Texas on May 18th, the home of Tim Walker. Scout Bar.
Great wireless
Dallas,
frequencies
Texas, What's that?
It's that great wireless frequencies in Houston. Real great for the...
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's all fucked up there, right?
Oh, yeah. Real good.
And then we got Dallas, Texas on May 19th, Amplified, which I believe was formerly called the Gas Monkey. Is that I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that is used to be Gas Monkey. Yep.
So for anyone who's used to be calling it Gas Monkey, you're gonna have to tighten up your shit and call it Amplified. I believe easy name to say, easy thing to check out. Come to that place when you're in Dallas. Austin, Texas, May 20th. We got Come and Take It Live. El Paso, May 21st at the Rockhouse Bar.
The Rockhouse.
Phoenix, Arizona on May 22nd. We got the Nile Theater. San Diego, California, May 24th. We got Brick by Brick. Los Angeles, May 25th. 1720.
Hell yeah.
May 26th, Fresno, California, the Full Circle Brewery. Berkeley, California, on the May 27th, the Cornerstone. May 28th, Portland, Oregon, the Star Theater. May 29th, Seattle, Washington, El Corazon. And then we're whipping back around right there. We're making a fucking hard right. And it's going to be May 31st in Salt Lake City, Utah. Metro Music Hall. Mm-hmm. June 1st, Denver, Colorado, the Bluebird. There was one time I played there. No, never mind. That was at Summit. I was about to tell a story about a guy who pulled a knife on me outside of Summit, but it wouldn't matter because we're playing at the Bluebird.
It's a cool venue.
June 2nd, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
A place called the Boulevard. June 3rd, Chicago, Illinois, Reggie's.
That'll be a sick one.
June 4th, Detroit, Michigan, the Sanctuary. And we're going right back to Pittsburgh. Well, we're going back to Pennsylvania. And that is going to be on June 5th in the Craft House. And that wraps this puppy up in a manner that is pleasing to the majority of people out there who are purveyors of truth and want good heavy metal played by guys with long hair who have savings accounts. And
got a solid 500 in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You always got to make sure you got 500 in there, bro.
Yeah, solid
All
5. Right. Can't do anything without it. Damn, dude, I didn't even have to do anything. I was all nervous that I was like, fuck, I've been
I told you I was gonna take care of it. It's gonna be the best interview you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, it's very seamless.
Thanks, buddy. I'll see you fucking soon. Thanks, Metal Blade. Thanks. Nuclear Blast and what's Malcolm's label?
Artisan Era.
Artisan Era. Thanks. Thank you guys all. Everyone who came in on the stream and come and see us here in a few weeks.
Hell yeah. It's going to be awesome. Everybody grab tickets, riversofnile.com. Tour starts May 6th. That's my 31st birthday, coincidentally. So let's do the thing. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we will see you at the gig.